Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another webinar brought to you by Australian Pacific College. My name is Robbie Keswick. I'm the New South Wales campus manager here at APC. And we have, I suppose, like an exciting announcement, you could say. We're going to do a bit of a deep dive into our new pathway into Torrens University. So what I'll do is, if I could just go to the next slide, please. Fantastic. All right. So a lot of you might already know about us at APC. Australian Pacific College, we have 11 campuses in 4 cities: Brisbane, the Gold Coast, Sydney, and Melbourne. Right now, we're in our virtual learning environment. So of our 30 courses that you can do with us, a mixture of certificates, diplomas, advanced diplomas, and we have, of course, our new graduate diploma in management learning. Those courses are all right now in our virtual learning environment, but of course, hopefully, we'll be able to head back to campus relatively soon. With our courses, when you complete them, you have access to a whole range of university pathways. What that means for those of you who are new to the idea is that you do a course, you finish the course, and then you can use that course to gain some credit towards a degree program at a university. And so we have 14 universities that we have pathways with, and this new one that we have is with Torrens. And yeah, the specifics of some of those pathways we'll go into a little bit later on. But yeah, if we can go to the next slide, please. All right, so right now, there's just some information about our current loyalty discount. So this means that if you do a course with us or a package of courses that go for 4 terms or more, you can get $200 off per term for up to 6 terms, which works out as a saving of between $800 and $1,200 on your package or on your course or package of courses with us. And so this is for people who enroll before the 31st of March 2021, who finalize their enrollment. So if you are thinking about enrolling with us and you've had a look at our website, you've had a look at our courses, and you want to pull the trigger, now is probably a good time to think about starting that conversation with us or with your agent, however you would normally do it. So now at the end of this webinar, we are going to have a Q&A session with Barbie Bueller from Torrens University, who's going to do the presentation. If you have any questions, you can see the Q&A button. If you're watching this on Zoom, you'll see the Q&A button down the bottom of your screen. There's also a chat button. Don't use the chat button. Use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, and then we'll try and get to as many questions as we can at the end. So without further ado, I will introduce to you Barbie Bueller from Torrens University.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us today.
Fantastic. All right, Barbie, I'll leave you to it. And yeah, I'll see you for the Q&A at the end. Q&A button, guys. Enjoy.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so welcome, everyone. We're really excited to have this new partnership. I'm going to run through a few things for you to give you an idea of what opportunities that you have if you want to continue studying with us after your journey. So I guess some of the important things to know about why students would want to study at Torrens is that we have a very fast growing university. We are around 5 years old, so we're fairly new, but we already have over 20,000 students. We have industry placements that are very popular, obviously, for students who are looking to get a career and get into the industry. So all our staff are industry lecturers and have the real life experience. We also offer success coaches for all our students. That means you'll have somebody to guide you on your way one-on-one and give you the advice on what you need to be doing. We don't have exams as such. We have assessment-based criteria. So that means students won't be doing the traditional exams, which can be sometimes a little bit daunting. At the moment, we are offering different options for students to study either totally online, virtually online, which means they'll be participating in a classroom environment, but virtually, or we are also offering some face-to-face classes. Now, these are the, can you see that all right? Is that in the way, I wonder? Okay, so here you can see a map of where all our students are coming from. So all over the world, different continents, so you'll be mixed with a very broad range of students. So here are just a little bit of statistics about our numbers of students, our student retention. So student retention means that basically students who come to study at Torrens enjoy their time and generally stay with us for the duration. These are some of the statistics for our ratings, so rankings. We're not in the group of 8 of universities, so we don't have the same sort of formal rankings, but we have our own rankings that you can see here, whether it's hospitality, animation, business, global ranking for MBAs. We also have a restaurant called William Blue Dining, which is located in the Rocks. So if you do have a chance to get down there, you can try out the fantastic meals that they're offering there. That's all done by the students. So some are working in the kitchen, some are doing the management. So you can get to experience all of that. Okay, so I'm just going to run through different options that we have for our campuses. So students at Torrens do have the flexibility of joining any location, and if necessary, you can move around. So Adelaide, Sydney, this is the William Blue Dining campus, Kent Street, where we have all our business programs. Lura is in the Blue Mountains. This is for our bachelor programs for hospitality. We also have a Melbourne campus and a Brisbane campus. I'm just going to also show you, one second, just going to show you a little video on the campuses around Australia.
Welcome to Torrens University, Australia. Come on in and I'll take you on a tour.
The main focus at Torrens University is for our students to get not only knowledge, but the practical skill set within the industry they've chosen.
We offer interactive workshops taught by our leading industry academics. We also offer mixed mode, on-campus and online studies for the majority of our courses.
We are one of the best design schools here in Australia with a history of around about 40 years in the industry, so we have a lot of industry connections.
On this campus, students live, work and study in our simulated hotel environment. We have the Waldorf Hotel across the road where students work and talk to real guests every day.
One of the most exciting things about being a student at the Pyrmont campus is you get the opportunity to get hands-on experience by working in a professional integrative practice here at the Wellbeing Centre.
This is our sewing room, a part of our fashion facilities. Students get the opportunity to get hands-on, create their garment designs and bring them to life.
For our nursing students, we have a fully functional hospital ward.
The beauty of Torrens University is we cap our classes at 24. Therefore, our students are getting a smaller classroom size, giving them the opportunity to raise their hand in class, connect with their educator, and not get lost in a large crowd of a lecture hall.
The Alfred Jacker Library has one of the largest collections of natural medicine resources in Australia.
This is just one place where you can study with great views of the Brisbane River and Story Bridge.
We have vibrant shops, restaurants and cafes at our doorstep.
Each student that enrolls at Torrens University is assigned a success coach. This success coach is here to mentor you through your studies and help prepare you for the workforce.
We are so proud to see our students start their studies here and end up all across the world. We'd love for you to come and check it out for yourself, but thank you for watching and we hope to see you soon.
Okay, let me see if I can get back to the slides. Should be okay. 1 second. Okay, so hopefully that gave you a really good idea of what the campuses are like throughout Torrens. It's a really great video. So as you saw in there, we have the hospitality, good rankings again, #1 for Australia's hospitality and leisure. These are the type of areas that you could get into if you decided to do hospitality. And these are some of the industry partners. So with all our programs, we like to establish great industry connections and internship opportunities for students. Business, as I mentioned, we were listed 20th Global Online MBA program, which is fantastic. These are some of the areas where you would be able to move into, whether it's marketing, business, event management, sports management. We've got the accounting, BBIS, which is very popular for the information systems, global project management, and business administration. Again, establishing great partnerships and internships with providers. Okay, creative. So obviously you guys have a great new partnership for our design department. So we're really looking forward to establishing that. As you can see here, we are listed top 10 animation school in Australasia for the Billy Blue. Again, 3D motions. You can see here some really great rankings. So we have the graphic design, interior design, digital media, and branded fashion. Listed below, again, you will see all the different opportunities that you have once you graduate. Programming, so we have IT, software engineering, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and gaming. These are some of the partners that we are working with in these areas. So for all our undergraduate programs, students will need to meet the entry requirements. You will need to have an IELTS 6.0 for any bachelor program, plus a high school certificate or equivalent. For the master's program, again, we will need to have the relevant undergraduate degree plus an IELTS 6.5. For the entry, we can work with your agents for the assessment. So that's not an issue. Most of you would already have all these requirements. Now with the pathways, we have quite a range. So there is a lot for students to choose from. You can see here, any of the business programs, you would be eligible for 80 credit points into any of our Bachelor of Business programs. That leaves 2 years remaining. So you will get a full 1 year or 1.5 years credit. As you can see in the advanced diploma, 120 points for the Bachelor of Business. So we can share these with you for anyone who's currently studying and is looking to take advantage of these credit points. And again, you'll see some more here. So we have the hospitality, graphic design, interior. So you do have a very broad range of options for credits to the Torrens programs. Okay, we also have scholarships available. I'm not sure if any of you are in the Brisbane area, but we do have a special promotion for Brisbane students to be eligible for a 30 to 35% scholarship. Now that's only for the Brisbane campus, and that would only be for those who are interested in studying for the March intake, end of March, 30th of March intake. After that, we will revise these scholarships. We do also have other scholarships available for all the other states, and also depending on your nationality. So for example, if you happen to be a European or Latin American nationality or passport holder, you would be eligible for an automatic business and design scholarship of 30%. So that's a really huge scholarship that is available to you. For all other nationalities, you would be eligible for the alternate study path. So that is a 15% scholarship. We also have alumni scholarships, business merit, and design scholarships. So those are for the academic kind of scholarships. So if you have very good academic grades, credit average or above, plus an IELTS score above the entry. So for example, if you're looking at a bachelor degree, you would need a 6.5. And if you're looking at a master's degree, you would be looking at a 7.0 to be eligible for this 25% merit scholarship. But we can run through those if you have any queries. We also have hospitality scholarships where you would need to apply. So it's not an automatic scholarship, but depending on your background and your case application, we would be able to assess up to 30% scholarships. So these are the list of our upcoming intakes. So we currently have an intake now, 15th of Feb. So it already has started for 1 week. However, the next one available would be the 29th of March. Now, the one in March is a small intake. So usually it's around 6 weeks compared to the 12 weeks of the main intakes. The next main intake would be T2, which would be 31 May. So depending on where you're at and depending when you're graduating, we can definitely look at the best suitable time for you to join at Torrens. Okay, we also have regular open days available, so students are able to come along and talk to the program directors. Also, if you would like at any time a campus tour, we can arrange that on, one-on-one. So my details are listed there below, and I can paste that for you in the chat group when we do our Q&A, and then I can send you all the information basically that we have here to go through. Okay, so Robbie, I will leave it there and get to the questions, I guess.
All right, thank you so much, Barbie. So yeah, I mean, this is essentially how it works. I wanted to jump straight into the first question that we've got here because it kind of sums up the whole thing here in the Q&A. So the question is, can we continue to study at Torrens University once we finish our study at APC? The answer is yes.
Absolutely.
We can. And I think if it's all right, Barbie, could we jump back to the slides that have examples of the pathways, and then that way we can sort of explain how that works?
Yes. So depending on if they're design or business, so we can go through both of those.
Yeah, so for example, I mean, let's go, at the bottom you can see Advanced Diploma of Marketing Communication, which is a course that we offer here at APC.
Yeah.
So for example, let's say you've finished that and you would like to do a Bachelor of Business. That means that you are guaranteed, you can see block credit guaranteed, 120 credit points towards that Bachelor of Business, which would mean that if you go to the far right column, you only have 1.5 years left to study. So if you have a completed Advanced Diploma of Marketing Communication from APC, instead of doing the whole 3 years at Torrens, you would do just 1.5 years. So obviously you'd save some time, you'd save some money. So this is sort of how pathways work. And yeah, that's I suppose, hopefully an answer to your question there. Next question, do you have a campus on the Gold Coast, Barbie? Where could you maybe just go through where the campuses are once again?
Yeah, so basically we do not have one on the Gold Coast. We have one in Brisbane. So that would be the closest for the Gold Coast.
Fantastic. All right.
This is actually the Brisbane campus here.
Awesome. Next one. Okay, so there was a question from, well, it's Martinez, probably Juliana, who asked, do you have any scholarships? Yeah, I think we went through some of those scholarship options before in that slide. So there's a variety of different
there is a big variety of scholarships. And for those European and Latin American students, they would be eligible for 30%, any business or design program.
Fantastic. There's a question about current tuition fee per subject. Is that common across all of the courses, or does it change from course to course?
They all vary, but just to give you an average, it's around 3,000 per subject. But I do have the fee structure that I can send out to anyone who is interested to know the fees.
Fantastic. Let's go into what have we got? Okay, so what is the deposit to get a COE with Torrens if we go through the graduate diploma at APC? So let's go back to the specific.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I saw graduate diploma pathway, but I could be wrong. Let's double check that one. That might not be,
Here it is down the bottom.
there we go. Absolutely. All right, so usually we have a 2-subject deposit for the COE to be issued. So it's around $6,000.
All right. Okay, so sorry, all the questions are coming in thick and fast now, so I have to sort of look very quickly at them. All right, so I'm an APC student studying an advanced diploma in graphic design. You, Federica, you are in a very unique position actually, because there's a really, as you can see here, it's just at the bottom above the graduate diploma of management learning. There's a great pathway into the Bachelor of Communication Design, meaning that you'd only have to do 1 year of that bachelor's program left.
That's fantastic.
What's the requirement to get a scholarship? So, I mean, I suppose it would depend on the scholarship you're applying for, Barbie.
Correct. So if it's a nationality scholarship, it would be an automatic 30% for the Latin American students. If it's for Latin America and Europe, it's automatic. If it's for the other nationalities, they could apply for a 25 to 30% design scholarship. And that would be depending on their academic background. So whether they have a credit average or a distinction average, plus an English of 0.5 above the entry.
All right, so another one is at APC, still on the topic of design students, Diploma of Graphic and Advanced Design. This is Carolyn. Referring to the pathway, is there any special price for students who graduate from APC? Well, I mean, so the pathway would mean that you'd only have to do that final year. So there would be, I suppose, a discount in that sense. And then I suppose there's what you described in terms of the scholarships, Barbie.
That's right. So anyone who's graduating from APC will have the advantage because they're getting the automatic credits into our program, which means they save a lot of time and a lot of funds already, plus the scholarships depending on their background.
All right, got a question from Mariana, which is an interesting one. I'm a student from Latin America and I'll study a Bachelor of Design in Brisbane. Can I get just one scholarship? Can you stack scholarships on top of each other, Barbie?
We would love to.
It's a great question, Marianne. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. Look, I have been asked this many times. Unfortunately, you can only choose one. So you need to choose the scholarship that's going to work best for you. So for example, definitely if you're a Latin American background student, you're going to take the 30%.
All right. I finished my advanced diploma of marketing communication. I'm interested in doing a bachelor's in 2023. Can I still get 1.5 years as a pathway? So I suppose, and this is Juliana, it's you again. So I think there's probably...
Look, I think it's an ongoing agreement at this stage.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we don't have any applications for 23. It's a little bit far away. We do have some that are enrolling for 22. But definitely, as long as we have this agreement in place, the students will be eligible for those. If you know, it'll be reviewed yearly, I guess, as well, because courses do change or subjects might change. So that generally the subjects, the credits would remain the same or similar. I wouldn't see too much changing.
Yeah. I mean, I think my understanding is if you make your application to Torrens while the agreement's in place, and the agreement is in place now, then it will apply. How long after I finish my APC course can I get to this agreement? I mean, if I finish today, can I start at Torrens in 1 or 2 years afterwards?
You can start tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
the
that's the
intake
idea.
is still open. So technically, yes, as soon as you're finished, you are eligible to start.
But can that start be delayed is the question, I think.
Yeah, so if you want to delay, you would be able to delay. I don't know the timeline, but I am guessing that it would at least be 1 or 2 years. But that's something that we can definitely look into if there is an expiry date. I don't think there is, but we would need to check that. I mean, obviously 5 years later might be a bit late, but a year later, I'd say is totally fine. But this is something that we could definitely check if you're really wanting to know the specifics of that.
Got a question From Karem. Karem, I think you're wrong. As you're saying, I don't see Advanced Diploma of Project Management, because we actually run the Advanced Diploma of Program Management, which I suppose there's a bit of confusion there. But there is, if you can see it just down there, the third from the bottom, there is a pathway into various bachelor programs there.
The Diploma of Program Management?
Yeah.
If I might jump in, Robbie, it's Pam.
Hey, Pam.
Those programs are the Diploma of Project Management and the Advanced Diploma of Program Management. When you get to the Advanced Diploma, you're qualifying to become a program director within project management, hence the difference in names.
Thank you, Pam. So Pam is our head of admissions here at APC. So she's the brains trust that sits behind me, which is very useful to have. So there's a lot of questions about the specifics. Of course, everyone is doing, if you're studying at APC now, I mean, everyone's doing a slightly different program. They have slightly different plans. And so, I mean, what I'd recommend you do is go to the APC website, apc.edu.au. And we have, I think, Rachel, if we could get a link into the chat for everyone so they can see these, hello. If we can, they can go and explore these on the website, explore their specific situation. And then if you want to, you can speak to us on live chat and we can talk to you about how that works. That might be easy for sort of longer chats back and forth. But let me just dive back into these questions. Any scholarships for French citizens? I mean, I think
that comes under the European, so yes.
Yeah, okay. So anything that's available to European citizens, Namuko is available. If you're a French citizen, it's available to you. And then I suppose anything that's not sort of nationality based, I suppose you'd be eligible to apply for, I suppose, Barbie, as well.
That's right, yes.
All right, so there are so many questions.
I have a question, Robbie, that came in on social media, and it's about whether these pathways are valid for Billy Blue as well as Torrens University.
Yeah, so let me just clear that up, that Billy Blue sits under Torrens University. So Billy Blue is just a name of a department, basically. So Billy Blue was the original school, and then Torrens University purchased Billy Blue several years ago, and it sits under the brand of Torrens University. So Billy Blue and Torrens is the same company. It's the same school. So when you get your university degree, the degree will be issued by Torrens University, even though you're studying at Billy Blue. Hope that makes some sense.
That does. That's great. So it's essentially the same thing. They're just two different names.
Yeah, it's basically how we have a faculty. So it could be that Billy Blue is the Faculty of Design. So it's kind of like a brand name for the design programs.
Okay, great. And I can see a question here that's come up a couple of times in the Q&A, and that's about the admissions process from your end. So what's the difference between applying direct to Torrens and applying for this pathway program using your APC qualification? So how does it differ?
Okay, so if you wanted to apply directly, students can do that, whether they apply directly through Torrens or their agent. But if the students are already studying at APC, it makes sense that they would, complete their program, get the credits, and then lessen the time that they have to study at Torrens.
And Pam, I think, do you want to add something there from our admission side?
You saw me just jump on. Hi, everyone. I was just thinking from as far as the pathway arrangement is really beneficial to our students because once you have studied diploma and advanced diploma at APC, you don't actually have to provide that IELTS document through to Torrens either, because they're accepting the fact that you've come through APC. You're getting the credit points, which means you're studying minimum 1 year less than you would need to in the bachelor at Torrens. So that's saving you a year of higher education tuition fees, and there's other benefits. So you are welcome to go straight to Torrens if you wish, but the pathway benefit is absolute.
I guess, the question that I was trying to make is the benefits for our students in using their APC qualification is essentially you do get that direct entry. You've already shown that you've reached that English level. You've shown that you've studied those credits, so you're going to do less time at Torrens University, pay less tuition fees. So
I was going to say you would be paying less tuition fees as well.
Yeah, it's really a great deal for our students.
So yeah, Sabina, that was your question about the English requirement there. So yes, if you go through the pathway, you don't need to provide IELTS certificate. So that is that's another little saving for you as well. So you don't have to take the test. I can see lots of individual questions about individual courses, and I think there's a lot of detail we could go into there. But it might just be safer, I think, for students to go directly to the website, because I mean it's all relatively clear and explicit there. So what you can do is, for example, if you're doing an advanced diploma of program management, you can go to the website, you can go and see which courses you get access to. And then, for example, Barbie, what's the best way? There's a few questions here as well about finding out the exact fees for the courses they want to do. What's the best place to go from Torrens to find that out?
They can either email me directly and I can send the international fee structure, or they can contact you and I can give you and Rachel or Pam, whoever, they do have a copy of our international fees that you can share with your students. So whatever you guys think is the best way to handle that. But yeah.
Fantastic. Well, if you pass on to us, then we can have it as well.
Yeah, I'm sure Rachel has a soft copy of everything that we have for our marketing material. And that would be our course guides plus the tuition fees and the scholarships. So if you don't have it, Rachel, I'll send it after this meeting, and then you can share that with your students.
Fantastic.
That's great.
That's probably the best way, rather than everyone sending me an email. I think if you can share that with the list of students who attended, probably the best way.
Okay, that sounds great. We did get a question earlier about this webinar. We are going to put it up on the APC YouTube channel from tomorrow. If anybody had to finish, leave the webinar in the middle and wants to catch up and see the information later. Okay.
All right, fantastic. One last question, I think we'll just wrap it up. And then whatever remaining questions we have, if they are directed at APC, as I said, suggested, go to the APC website. You can jump onto live chat. Do we have that? I haven't opened the chat in a little while. Do we have the link to, yeah, we do, the University Pathways link. So lots of information there. If you go to the chat, if you're in Zoom at the bottom of the screen, you can go through and get those specific details, and then you can speak to us on live chat if you have any more specific questions. A last question from Mariana. Are the starting dates for the bachelors, are they the same, or just February, May and September? So I suppose how many intakes are there for bachelor's programs?
Yeah, so it depends on which program. The business programs generally are for every intake, which we have 6 per year. So it would be just depending on which program they were interested in. But the business is a very popular program, obviously. So they normally always running for every intake, but you can check with us directly depending on which program you're interested in studying.
All right, fantastic. I think we might just wrap it up there. There are a lot of very, very specific questions that if we go into too much detail, we won't be sort of helping enough people at once, I think. Pam or Rachel, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I can see some people are still asking about courses. So again, have a look at that link, guys. It's on the APC website. It has the full list of all of the course options available at Torrens. Torrens is at the top of that list, so it's really nice and easy to find. And then you can have a look to see if the course or the degree that you want to do at Torrens matches up with the course that you're doing at APC. So it's pretty easy, and it also shows you the amount of credit that you're going to get when you do that pathway. I can see that some people have asked some questions as well about portfolios. If you need a portfolio when you apply for the pathway, If you successfully complete your qualification, which means you've received your qualification in full, you've passed all of your subjects, then that's how you would then apply for the pathway. I don't believe there's a portfolio request for any of those. Is that right,
No,
Bobby?
That's correct. You're absolutely correct.
Fantastic. Awesome. Lots
All
of
right.
great information for everyone. Thank you all for coming today.
Yes, thank you all, and look forward to seeing you in the future.
All right, thanks guys. Any more questions for APC, you can go to that website link in the chat and find us on live chat. Otherwise, this webinar is going to be online on our YouTube channel tomorrow. So have a nice afternoon. See you later. Goodbye. Thanks, Barbie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.